you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?
Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Animal Lovers Cafe. Boy, it's been a little crazy here today. In this moment, we've been without power for over an hour. Had no idea how long it would take for it to come back on. So everybody headed outside. The weather is kind of nice. So why'd we lose power? I was building a fire. So, because the temperature is going to drop today. So I'm kind of in my working clothes here. I'm just really grateful to be here with you guys and welcome you to the Animal Lovers Cafe. We're back. It's 2023. And the animals are like, yeah, okay, it's a day. So just come on in the cafe. Come and spend a little time with me, with Luna's over here. Where'd she go? Okay, I never know where she is. She's been running all around. The kittens have been a little bit crazy because when the power went out, huge explosion. So being in the moment is so important. We just that's where the animals live. So, I just need to kind of take a breath, kind of center myself, gather my thoughts, gather myself from running around. I don't know about you guys, but here in the cafe and where we live, this is total electric. We don't have gas. We don't have, what's the other? Oil. And we're on well and septic. So when the power goes out, no flushing, no filling water bottles, no washing hands, showers out of the question. right? So the things that we take for granted all the time, suddenly they don't work anymore. So I was in the process of trying to make a fire in the fireplace just in case the power stayed out much longer than just an hour because the temperatures are dropping here. So we'll have a fire in the fireplace. The fire's ready to go. But so if you guys come into the cafe, there is a fire going, not in this room, in the nice little room right outside the office. So today, I'm really excited about our topic. It's a new year, a new you, being in this moment. As the song was saying, I want to be in this moment forever with you and your animal companions, you know? Isn't that like, feel into that? Doesn't that feel good? So do you think that animals can teach us their point of view when it comes to the Reiki Precepts? The Reiki Precepts? What the heck is that? If you know, then you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know, I'm going to be sharing that with you coming up. But a lot of people never even think that animals have their own point of view when it comes to everything we do, really. Not just when it comes to healing or when it comes to playing or, all of the different things that are part of their life and part of our life. They observe things. You don't even realize how much they take in, how much they notice about what you do with your life. So do you know what the Reiki Precepts are? Right? Yes or no in the comments. I'd love to, hear if you do know or you don't know, and stick around because I can't wait to share with you about that because it's just a lovely way of just kind of living life. As many people are doing the first of the year here, not just resolutions. Of course, people go like, oh yeah, I'll make a New Year's resolution, and you break it a week later, you make it a month, you make it. But what about throughout the whole year? I love what a lot of people are doing right now. They're picking a word for the year. And it can be anything that works for you. But one of the things that's really important about this word for the year is if you're feeling off, you just bring that word to mind and get you back on track. Isn't that a nice thought? So what's your word? You want to share that in the comments? I would love to know what your word is. I've had a couple words come to mind over the last week. One was joy. That's kind of a nice, like whenever you're feeling anything, just think of the word joy. It kind of makes you feel good. But for me, what is my word for the year is 2 words. One of them is compassion. And the other one is gratitude. But I'll stay with compassion because compassion, as we're going to talk about soon, compassion for ourselves. A lot of us forget to put ourselves first. So we're taking care of our animals, we're taking care of our family, we're taking care of, friends. Maybe part of your job is caregiving. So you're taking care of everybody else. You're having maybe compassion for others. And you forget about you. So we need to put ourselves first and have compassion for ourselves. And then we can have compassion for others. So my word for this year, at least for right now, is compassion. Yeah. So I want to welcome you if you are new to the Animal Lovers Cafe. Welcome. Please let me know who you are, that you're new by putting, just write new in the chat. And then I can say hi to you. And then the other members of the cafe can also say hi to you. And if you're new, you don't know me, but now you do. My name is Janet Dobbs of Animal Paradise Communication and Healing, where my greatest joy is to help you discover your unique way to telepathically communicate with animals and also to heal with animals together. Isn't that wonderful? So let's get going because I asked you in the very beginning, do you know what the Reiki Precepts are? Do you? Well, share that in the comments if you do, and tell me what you think they are, because a lot of people have really changed what they are. So I am going to just get right to the point because I want you to know what they are. And then animals have lessons for us, teachings for us using the precepts. Isn't that cool? And I'm going to share with you a little bit later what I mean by that. So, but here are the Reiki precepts. So for today only, it's not really a precept, but it kind of goes with everything. It reminds us that all we have is this moment, all we have is today. And isn't that where most animals live? In the moment, in this moment. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, I just think that that's probably one of the most important things that we can do is to be in the moment. All we have is this moment. So for today only, do not anger, do not worry, be grateful, be true to your way and your being, and be compassionate to yourself and others. So those are the Reiki precepts. And so what do you think about that? Any thoughts? You know, a lot of people, when they think about the Reiki precepts, they're like, oh, they're really mean. Well, they're not soft and fuzzy like, positive affirmations. That is not what they're all about. It's about helping us to just kind of take a look at ourselves and become better people. So the first one, do not anger. It doesn't mean that you never get angry. It's that you learn how to deal with your anger. So do you hold on to it longer? Can you let it go? That's what it means. To not anger, do not anger. It's not that we don't anger because we are human. And how about the animals? Do they get angry? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. So I want to share something with you. And then we're going to get into the precepts. No, I'm going to just get right into it. So here the precepts are again. For today only, we talked a little bit about that. Just for this day, in this moment, where we need to be more. So do not anger. Animals get angry, right? They want to teach us about anger, though. So when we get angry, lots of times we hold it. I know I do. And you can fester and it just boils up. And then, you think you're moving on and then it just, it just bubbles up. But we don't let it go. And that's just not a healthy way to be. Have you ever noticed animals? Because they wanted me to share this with you. So, have you ever seen horses get mad at each other? I mean, it can be pretty ugly. They can kick each other, and that can cause some damage. They bite each other, whatever they do, they're just, I'm like, it's very clear that at least one of them is angry with the other. And then what happens? Maybe a moment later, they're standing next to each other, nose to nose, eating grass together, or just running around playing with each other. They let it go. They made their point, they were angry, and now they're done with it. They released it. Dogs and cats, you've heard that saying, fighting like dogs and cats. Have you ever seen them fight? It's not pretty. And then they're done. They're done. They had that fight. They let the other know, like, for whatever reason, and then they let it go. We've seen that, in the wild, like lions. We've seen, if you haven't seen it in person, we've certainly seen those documentaries where the lions, they'll fight with each other and then they're done. Okay, some of the fighting that's a different kind of thing, and that's not really anger. That's something different. But the animals really want us to know and want us to be aware of how they handle anger, and they want us to not hold on to it because when the animals that live with us, they feel what we're feeling. And when we're angry, oh boy, have you ever noticed that they'll leave the room? They're out of here. If it's a cat, probably under the bed, a dog, they're like, what do I do? Horse, wild animals, domestic animals, they all know when we're angry and they don't want to be around us if they don't have to be. So think about that. Just keep that in mind. It's not that you're not going to be angry. It's just take a nice slow in breath, breathe out and go like, oh, okay, I need to let this anger go, right? So do not anger. That's the first Reiki precept. The next one is do not worry. Look at the expression on this dog and cat's face, right? So do not worry. Worrying usually is about the future. So we're worrying about somebody, something in the future. So we need to stay in the for today only. And we might be able to let go of some of those worries. They don't serve us. It's just kind of this negative thing. Animals too worry, but mostly the animals that worry live with us. They worry about maybe the future, or are they going to be fed? But mostly they're responding to us and are worried or concerned. Why the heck are we acting in a certain way? So they might get worried. But they ask us to take a breath, lighten up, have fun. Let go of that worry and be in the moment. Because when we're in the moment and fully present, as they are, fully present, our mind, our emotions can be in a better place. We can think clearer when we let go of that worry. We can see the reality of things, and they really want to help us with that. So let your animals help you whenever you have the first two precepts. Do not anger, do not worry. They're all based in fear. So what is that? What's causing that anger, that worry? Find out what that is and heal that and let it go. Maybe solve it. Find a way to let it go. Turn to your animals for help. You can even ask them, if you have animals that you live with, how can I let go of this? I'm so worried about this. I don't want to be. Can you share with me, what you would do or what you want me to do to be less angry or less worried? So the next Reiki precept is be grateful. Just feel into that. Gratitude. So if you're feeling angry or worried, take a moment and find one thing that you're grateful for. Think of something right now. What's one thing that you feel gratitude towards? For me, I'm grateful that I have Max and Luna in my life. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your animals. When I feel into that energy of gratitude, truly mean it, in my heart, in my soul, I feel better. And I can let go of that anger and that worry a little bit. So you see how the Reiki precepts build on each other. They work together. And animals have gratitude. You know that. We knew for sure when we rescued our little Rudy kitty, black and white kitty. He wasn't little. He was like between 18 and 20 pounds. He was living in the dumpster outside of my father's assisted living facility, and he was starving. And I took him home. I brought him home, asked his permission, all that stuff, right? Brought him home, and it took him 30 minutes. He went under a table that was covered in a quilt. He was in there for about 30 minutes. He came out the other side, and I swear it was as if he had been there for his whole life. And he lived with us for 5 years before he passed. And if you have a rescue animal, you know that they know about life and about the hardships of life, and they show gratitude every single day just for being with you. Just because they know what life is like when they're not with you. And they're different. There's a difference in them because they've had such a hard life and now they're with you and they have such gratitude, right? So gratitude, the animals want us to remember gratitude on all levels, always to bring that into our lives. And if we're not feeling grateful, just look at your animal friends, connect with them. Maybe they're an outdoor animal, a horse, a cow, a pig, whatever animals that live outside or away from your home. You can feel your connection with them always through your heart and your whole soul, right? So that's be grateful. The next Reiki precept is be true to your way and your being. So it's like be true to yourself. What is your way and what is your being? Who are you? Finding out who you are truly. Then your bright light can shine for the world to see. So many people, humans, and the animals see us. We're not being our true selves. We're putting on this front for the world to see, this face, this who we think that people want us to be. And it's not who we are. Maybe it's who we think our parents want us to be, or who our children want us to be, or who our spouses or our partners or our friends, or just the outside general public. But that might not be who we really are. The animals see you. They know you and they love you for you, not the other stuff that's on the outside. They see deep inside of you and they want you to know that. And if you want to ask them, what is my true self? Because maybe you might not even know. Sometimes we don't. We're so caught up in the stuff of life, right? We've lost ourselves. Sit and be with your animals. Walk with them. You don't have to sit. You can walk with them however you're comfortable with them and just say, hey, who do you see? Who do you think I am? Because they see you. Ask them for your help, their support, because they're in this life, walking this path of life together, holding hands or walking side by side. Sometimes they walk ahead, but they're with us, sharing life together, and they make our lives so much richer. So ask them, who do they see? And then take a moment. Maybe you might become them, close your eyes and see through their point of view, through their eyes. Pretend you are them and look at yourself and see who they might be. And the final Reiki precept is, be compassionate to yourself and others. Isn't that lovely? But be compassion, as I was talking about, kind of maybe my word for the year, compassion for yourself, because we have to be compassionate for ourselves first before we can be compassionate to others. And have you ever seen animals being compassionate for themselves? But also they have deep compassion for others. Sometimes you don't notice that. And you can always ask them for help. How can I be more compassionate? How can I be kinder to me, right? They are more than happy to help you, to share with you. And you can always ask them, like, what does that mean to them from their point of view, whoever they might be? They could be wild animals or the animals that live with you. And they will show you. They are here to help us. That's just so exciting for me. So that's the Reiki precepts, kind of from an animal's point of view. Being in the moment for today only. Do not anger. So remember, it doesn't mean you're never going to get angry. It's what you do with that anger. And just ask your animals, like, how do you deal with anger? We know how they do. It's like they get rah, and then they're like, okay, everything's fine. And they let it go. They don't hold on to it. So that's the lesson from them, is be less angry. And then the next one, do not worry, be less worried. How can you let go of that? And part of that is leading up to being grateful. When you're grateful, you can let go of that anger and worry, or be less angry, less worried. As you're more grateful, the animals really can show us gratitude. Show us, as we show them gratitude, we're grateful for each other, but also asking them how we can be more grateful. They'll show us. They'll tell us. They'll help us, right? And then the next one, the next Reiki precept coming from being grateful is being true to your way and your being. So being true to yourself. Who are you as a being? Ask your animal for help because they see you. They see you. They see the real you. It's that beautiful you that's in there wanting to get out, letting your bright light shine for the world to see, right? That's who your animal companions and all animals, they see you. They see you. Yeah, they do. And then being compassionate to yourself and others, as we just talked about that. And animals can show us, they can really show us the way with that. Yeah, so that's the Reiki Precepts, the short version, from an animal's point of view and how they can help us with life, right? Oh, hi, Cheryl. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, I don't know how, but I'm here. The power's back on. Thank goodness. So it's just really, really good to be here. And I've been talking about the Reiki Precepts from an animal's point of view and how they can help us. So going back to some of the Reiki Precepts and how animals have shown me and taught me, let's talk about compassion and not holding on to anger. I used to teach all of my animal communication and animal Reiki courses at a equine elders sanctuary. So it was a horse sanctuary for older horses. And they took in a lot of cases that were, pretty hard to see. And there was this one case that was, it was in Virginia, of a thoroughbred racehorse retirement place where the person who had the rescue sanctuary, I think that what they found out was had dementia, and so couldn't care for the horses. And there were lots and lots and lots of horses, and I won't go into what happened, but some of them were saved. They were, and they were sent to different sanctuaries. And I had the great honor of talking to two of them. And a lot of humans were angry, because rescuers see things and how humans can abuse animals. And that's not what this is about. This is about the Reiki Precepts. But how can we deal with the stuff of life, right? So a lot of people were like, oh, this woman has to go to jail. She has to live the rest of her life in prison for what she's done. Well, when I talked to two horses in two different rescues, both of them said, is she okay? We're worried about her. We're alive now. We're in this moment. Our life is good. We have food. We have friends. We have humans and other horses. But how is she? They were worried about her because guess what? They knew before the humans knew that something was not right with this woman. It wasn't that she was a bad person. She had dementia. She had Alzheimer's, and she couldn't care for them. So they had the horses had, despite the fact that they had survived horrific conditions, had deep compassion for this woman. They didn't even talk about the situation. They didn't want to talk about the situation that they came from. They wanted to know how this woman was. Is she okay? Wow, that's huge. I mean, I just have so many stories like that about the animals and lessons I've learned from them. And another one, lessons I learned from our kitty Rudy, who I mentioned. I rescued him. My husband and I took him in. He had been living in a dumpster for a pretty long time. I definitely know the whole summer. And when he came to live with us, he showed his gratitude to us every single day. I mean, there was no mistake. There was no mistake about it. And then he became the teacher and teaching me how to be a better human, how to be more compassionate, more grateful, more less worried, less angry. He just showed me how to live a better life. So we have animals in our lives for so many wonderful reasons, and they can teach us, and they live the Reiki Precepts. They don't call them the precepts. They don't, that's our words, but they have special ways that they live life, and they're really happy when we do the same. Yeah. So, yeah. It's like I gotta figure out. It's like everything's all silly. Yeah, thanks, Cheryl. That's just really sweet. Yeah, I just just such an important topic, and I'm just always so grateful for for the animals and for everything that they bring to us. They love us so much, and they enrich our lives, and even the ones that don't live with us bring so much goodness to our lives, right? I feel so grateful to be with them. So I want to thank you so much for being with me live. Yeah, the power is back on here in the cafe. I'm so grateful for that. I'll tell you what. And just trying to figure out, some things are it's just really strange here still, trying to get things set back up. And but anyhow, I wish you the best day. So take it, think about the Reiki precepts and how going through your day, your week, your life, can you be less angry, not hold on to that anger, less worried, not being as worried as, that's a natural thing for us. And some of us are just worry warts, right? And the animals pick up on that, our animal companions that live with us. That's really funny, Cheryl. Yeah, I'm powered back up in more ways than one. Yeah, this is my, I was building a fire in the fireplace clothes. Pardon me. And anyhow, I'm just so happy to be here with you all, spending a little moment, and with our animal companions. Max and Luna are off. I think they're checking out the fireplace because I got the fire going. They're not used to that. So I just, have a wonderful day, being in the moment just for today. That's all we have, right? You can ask the animals about that one because they know. They live that. All we have is this moment together, especially with our animal companions, and learning how to be less angry, less worried, being grateful, being true to our way in our being true to yourself, right? Just be you. You know how they say that, just be you, but that's being true to your way and your being, not what somebody else wants you to be, who you are. That's who the animals see. And showing compassion for yourself and others, being in this moment. Life is good, right? So I just thank you so much for being here with me. Got some music for you. I'll see you next time, but thank you so much for being here, sharing some time. Luna was here. She took off. But have fun with animals, always. Have the best day. I will see you all soon. Everybody, have fun with animals just for today.